Yes, people, another Rudebuoyz rant coming your way, and this time we're going to discuss the ramifications, if you will, of television and how it affects television and movies and how it affects like normal life. That's what we're discussing today on the Rudebuoyz rant. This is a Dirty Immigrant.
This scholar.
Welcome to, once again, the Rudebuoyz rant. And, how are you doing, brother, before we get into the conversation and take
I'm all right. Going down to Texas for the double funeral service was, it was hard, but it was good to be around some family again. A lot of parts of my family aren't that close. You know, it's one of those where some people you haven't, and not just you haven't seen them in years, but you haven't talked to them in years either. So, little strange. But a couple of my cousins who, we've at least reconnected on Facebook over the last several years. It was good to actually get to see them again.
Yeah.
and be around them and talk to them in person. So that was good. But
Facebook is a pain sometimes, but it's good for stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one main reason why I have it.
Yeah.
Because my family's on there. I see what they're doing. I see them drinking and partying and acting up and things.
Well, that's why I always say that, whenever I wish that I could just say, that's it, I'm done with it, cancel Facebook. Like, my sister's going to come hurt me.
Yeah. I know.
Especially since I'm not always, obviously, around my nephews, that's... Yeah, getting to see all their photos and everything.
It's a
and
pity
what they're
that
doing.
Facebook and all of that have to, which leads right into the topic we're talking about. It leads into how society reacts, and we're going to take it all. We're going to take social media, television, movies. Okay. Now we were talking, and of course we were talking. I was saying, about how, when he was younger, we played hide and seek and stuff like that. We didn't run around with pellet guns and stuff like that. And you said,
it was. They have here for a long time. My dad had a BB gun when he was a kid. I never had one, but we had little Nerf guns.
We had water guns. But,
on
the island and stuff, water guns.
We had water guns, and me and my friends, we'd go over to Adam's house because his dad had a little workshop in there, and we'd make rubber band guns. And one time I almost shot David's eye out with it because we after we made them, we made our own little forts down there. And I was basically just kind of sitting there with my rubber band gun right at the top and just waiting. And as soon as David's head popped up, I fired, thinking I would just hit him in the forehead. Instead, I got him in the eye. He said he couldn't. Excuse me. He said he couldn't see out of it for about 10 minutes, and we were probably like 12, maybe 13 at the time. But as far as I knew kids that all had BB guns and all that sort of stuff, and like I said, I never had that, but I feel like that's kind of been a normalcy for this country.
Yeah. No, the question I have there is, now, when we were younger and we were growing up...
Well, we still played hide and seek and stuff like that.
We knew the difference between reality and not reality.
Yeah.
Are the lines blurred more now? Because, you have like Grand Theft Auto, the video game where all you do is beat and kill, and rob and pick up prostitutes and stuff like that.
I feel like it is. I don't know. Like I said, when I was a kid, I grew up on violent cartoons, Tom and Jerry and Looney Tunes, but at the same time, I knew I couldn't hit my sister in the face with a frying pan, and her face would just change shape, and then she could pop it right back out. I knew I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
But those were also cartoons. I don't know if cartoons might have anything to do with it. But then again, video games, but they try to make them look more real and movies, no matter how fantasized they try to get with some of the stuff, they try to make things look more real. And, Yeah, which is obviously good for your own visual effects.
Yeah.
But
here's the thing. I think the lines between good and bad have blurred considerably over the years. I think that could be the issue. Because if you look at wrestling, people even cheer on the bad guys anymore. You don't know who is who.
I don't know anything about that crap.
Well, I watch it every once in a while, and like there are some people you know that, okay. Back in the day, it was real easy. You have the Russians, Ivan Koloff, you know what I mean? And then they have Iron Sheik Iran, so, no, not that that's right, but then there was a clear line on who the bad guy is.
Okay.
Now, you have people like Chris Jericho in the AEW who, the lines are blurred, you know what I mean? He's acting like he's a moron, but he's doing it in a way that people gonna like him.
Yeah. Sorry, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I know.
But that goes again to
I'm talking about wrestling there, people.
Yeah, but that goes to, I think, where like what we were talking about before on another episode, where it seems like we like to celebrate people who act like fools.
Yeah.
People love Conor McGregor, can't stand him. He goes around doing whatever the hell he wants, says whatever the hell he wants, and it seems like nobody cares. Everybody's like, oh, yeah, did you see what he did again? Ho, 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 because people will see when somebody acts like that and go, gosh, wish I could get away with doing that. Like, that's not the way this is supposed to be.
Yeah.
All these stupid social media influencers who are like, hey, look, I just yelled at this person because I thought they were so rude. I'm like,
yeah.
And then people are sitting there watching that going, man, I wish I could just yell at somebody like that. I'm like, this is not the way we're supposed to be.
And I have a perfect example of that too. Okay, the president now, he was talking about grabbing women's Google.
Yeah.
All right. No, here's
not
the
to
thing.
laugh. Whenever he says it like that, folks. Oh man, you make me crack up.
No, here's the thing. I was watching one of his supporters, and this is a grown man. This is not some young kid watching video games or watching movies and going, This is a grown man standing there saying, I don't see what's wrong with him grabbing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wish I could grab a ooh.
Exactly.
But hold on. It's a grown man with his grown daughter right next to him.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he's like, well, with my daughter. But you see how, like...
But see, again, that's the thing. Wish I could get away with
exactly.
that. Yeah.
And we all know My Man was a reality TV show. So this is a reality president.
Exactly.
So people want to emulate what he does because, Clinton didn't do anything any man want to emulate. Clinton just did what other men did. I could do that in the Oval Office.
Yeah.
Darn, let's get it on, Monica.
Oh, my gosh.
You know what I mean? But, no, as far as, okay, you used to watch rap and stuff. You still listen to rap. No, what were the movies Tupac and them like to watch? Scarface.
Oh, yeah, the violent stuff.
You know what I mean?
And it wasn't that... Because, okay, it's one thing to like a violent movie. It's another one to say, I want to be that person. Yeah. It's not just, man, Scarface is a good movie. It's, man, I want to be him.
That Robert De Niro is a good actor.
That's
Al
Pacino.
Al Pacino, whatever.
Well, Robert De Niro's in some other mob movies, too.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, it's not just so much, man, that was a great movie.
Yeah.
It's, I want to be that person.
I
want to be that one doing all the drugs and all the shooting people.
Yeah.
And
have the drugged out skinny white woman with blonde hair next to him. Dude, come on. Let's look around where we live.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of skinny blonde women, all drugged out, and a bunch of brothers with them. I mean,
you see that more than I do.
That's the honest truth right there. It's Scarface, you know what I mean? He's this Hispanic drug lord with the drugged out blonde white chick next to him.
To be quite honest, I've never even seen the full movie Scarface. I've seen it in little bits and pieces, and I think one of the reasons why I didn't was because it was on TV, so you're not seeing the whole movie anyway. But I don't know. There was never anything about that to me where I was just like, oh my God, I got to see it. But, I mean, there are other, violent movies that I like. I mean, hell, Star Wars has got shoot-em-ups and, things exploding and stuff like that and people getting sliced in half by lightsabers, But I will say this. When I was a kid, I wanted to be Luke Skywalker, not because he was slicing people in half, but because to me he was the good guy.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't want to be Darth Vader. I wanted to be Luke Skywalker. And I remember actually having a discussion with this one guy I knew at the rec center. And when we both figured out we were Star Wars fans, he asked me, he's like, so if you had the Force, which side would you be on? And I said, so I'd be Luke Skywalker. Obi-Wan. He said, no, hell no, man. He said, I'd be on the dark side. And I'm like, yeah, well, I know which way you go.
You see that's the difference in culture, maybe. But when I was growing up, you know who I wanted to be?
Yeah.
Mahatma Gandhi. I wanted to be like Mahatma Gandhi and guys like that. But
see, but that to me, Luke Skywalker was somebody who was trying to help. He was trying to, help get rid of the evil, essentially. And so that's what I like.
Yeah. You see, I'm not knocking.
No, I know that. Yeah.
I totally understand it. I guess it's a difference in culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? We see Mahatma Gandhi walking around, trying to help people.
Yeah.
Barefoot
being all peaceful,
like
and here comes Luke with his lightsaber.
You know what I'm saying? Nelson Mandela. I wanted to be Nelson Mandela. I don't know if it's because we had a lot of movies, but I didn't want to be like, there was this, we used to watch a lot of Kung Fu movies.
Okay.
I don't want to be like Soji Karada. That's one of the old time fly into the air, type Chinese stars. I didn't want to be. I don't want to be. I like Bruce Lee, but I didn't want to be Bruce Lee, even though I know he was a good guy. Because I know in real life, good guys don't just go up and beat up people and make everything right.
Our society is obsessed with the badass.
Yeah.
I mean, to put it simple, we are obsessed with the badass.
And if they smell too, even better.
And
even what I'm talking about.
And even if it's, somebody who seems like the good guy, but they can do all of these things, and that's where you've.
I mean, look at a lot of people like the serial killer guys. What's that guy named Dexter? It was a show about a serial killer who was working with the FBI to solve murders and stuff like that. But they sympathize with the serial killer because he's now cloaked under the arm of a good guy trying to find other serial killers. Yeah. The lines are so blurred. Okay, one of the biggest blurred lines is reality shows.
Yes.
And YouTube.
And I'm sorry,
it's not real.
So many reality shows are totally scripted.
Oh, yeah.
You have people in your ears telling you what to do.
Yeah.
Okay? I remember even... it was Deion Sanders. His wife wanted to be on one of those Real Housewives or whatever it was, one of those things. And I remember Deion Sanders like, I told her this is not going to be a good idea. And she was looking at it as a way that she had a good idea with it as far as, trying to be on it and hoping to build a popularity of doing something good. She actually had something good in mind with it.
Yeah.
And then she gets on this thing, and and you're being told, "Hey, you're not being nasty enough.
Yeah,
you need to,
throw some water
throw this, cuss this, and all that sort of stuff." And I remember him saying that she wasn't on it very long when she went, "Whoa, this was a bad idea."
Yeah,
like yes,
it's not reality.
No, for a little while, I had actually I tried to get into doing voiceover stuff. Still trying to do it if I can, and I sent in a resume when I saw an audition basically for Finding Dory, which was supposed to be kind of like the sequel of Finding Nemo. And so when I sent it in, I got a response back from a talent agency, and it was a legitimate talent agency because I looked them up before I went to go see them. And when I went to go meet with them, they asked me what I'm trying to do. And I said, well, I want to do voiceover stuff, whether it's commercials, cartoons, something like that. I think that'd be a lot of fun, and I think I'd be pretty good at it. Oh, yeah. We deal with that all the time. Well, unfortunately, in the 6 months I was with them, I didn't see one voiceover job come up. And not that they didn't send them my way, because they also had a thing on their website where you could go and look up the jobs that were coming up and were available. I didn't see any voiceover anything, so I was getting ticked off. But anyway, I kept getting invitations for reality show auditions. Auditions, folks.
Yeah.
That means it's not real.
Yeah.
Reality show auditions. Hey, come be a part of this. Hey, audition for that. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah.
These are not real.
I know.
Not real.
The
I mean, think about this, okay? Even something as basic as like, okay, my dad loves watching American Pickers because he likes to see all the weird things that they go and find. They make up their own drama on a show that doesn't have drama.
Yeah.
What does it come down to? All right, we really want to buy that. I'm going to offer you this much. And then what happens after you say that? You have dun-dun, dun-dun, and the camera flashes to the person that they're trying to buy it from, and then it flashes back to them, flashes back to the owner. And it goes back and forth, for like 10, 15 seconds with a dum-dum, dum-dum, and then finally, you've got a deal. I'm like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
And somebody's probably standing there going, no. You said yes too fast, okay? We need to have you pause for a second and make it seem like, I don't know if I really want to do, like, come on, really?
I know.
Really?
That's not real life. You go,
No.
you banter for your stuff and you're gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And everything is contrived anymore. Okay, this is another reason why I'm soured on YouTube. Used to be people just put up videos on there.
Yeah.
Now you got to edit and you got to draw them in and you got to do this and you got to do that. It's not YouTube anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's their tube.
Yeah.
Because you're not doing it. You're not putting up videos going, I'm going to just put this up. You know what I mean?
See, I know I can't share on there a lot of the softball videos that I make because, one, a lot of the things that I do, especially for end-of-the-year highlight videos, is using copywritten material. Well, I'm not getting paid to make this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for the team, and that's it. Well, but I can't just go put it on YouTube. Like people used to be able to do, where all they said was, hey, I don't know the rights to this song, but, hey, I thought it was kind of cool to take this song and put these highlights with it. You can't do that anymore. Now you can get in trouble. You can get sued. You can, whatever it is.
The money.
Like, dang,
you know what I mean?
It's like, man, just enjoy it. It's like, hey, it might help spread the popularity of the song, or something. If I throw out Nelly's "Here Comes the Boom" and it's got all these home run hits with it and whatever, people might go, "Whoa, that's awesome!" Whatever.
Yeah. And I am now starting to think that these shows are influencing the way people think. It's shaping the culture.
Yeah.
It is absolutely shaping it because every girl wants to be like a house, a crazy
one of those
reality housewife women.
Or the social media influencers.
Yeah. Everybody wants to be the Kardashians.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Lord Almighty.
And their excuse, well, it's real, it's reality.
No,
it's not. No, it's contrived. They tell them what to say. Come on now. How many times did Chloe get married and then divorced on that damn thing in 72 hours?
Oh, man. I mean, and and even if they're not telling them directly what to say, it's like, hey, you realize you haven't cussed in a while?
Yeah.
Start throwing out some bombs so we can bleep.
Just wait. Once they start withering off, somebody's going to say, well, you haven't had sex on tape in a while. Get it on, girl. But and that's the thing. That's the problem. And now politicians are tapping into it. Mm-hmm. That's why they could say all the lies. And I'm talking about politicians. I'm not talking about Republicans or Democrats. I'm talking about politicians in general. Yeah. That's why they could go and make
what they say in a couple of those reggae songs, politicians.
Yeah,
pollution coming out of their mouth.
Yeah, they're polluting our minds with crap. You know what I mean? Because both sides go out there and boldface lie to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And because it's being run like a reality show now, people who look at the reality shows actually believe some of the stuff they hear. They actually believe some of that stuff.
I feel like the news networks have turned into just 24-hour reality shows. CNN, Fox News, Headline News, MSNBC, whatever it is, I feel like they've all turned into just drama-induced reality shows.
Exactly.
With
you know what I mean?
Heads.
Because nobody is coming, nobody's really sitting down. Maybe PBS does it a little bit, but nobody sits down and talks about the issues without having some kind of a drama or controversy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so said this.
And they got to get really into it, too.
Yeah.
You can't just have somebody who will calmly go, well, the president's been doing this and they've been doing it. No, it's
these Democrats.
Yeah.
But check this out.
They've got to have that look of like at any second, cartoon-wise steam's going to come out of their ears.
It's kind of like that fight between Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren about he said women shouldn't. And they're running with this. I don't care how are you going to give people health care? How are you going to, get better jobs? Hey, you giving jobs, but minimum wage don't pay the bills anymore.
No.
How are you going to give better jobs? That's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear about Bernie and Warren fighting over something he said, which I wasn't there, so I don't know what context the stuff was said in. You want me to infer that it's something good or bad.
But
I don't care.
The presidential debates have basically turned into reality shows.
Exactly.
Like you said, it's no longer, it might start with somebody trying to say, well, my plan is for more jobs with this, and then somebody else goes,
Yeah.
And then next thing you know,
what about that time you got your in the office over there,
Yeah, and the next thing you know, they're spouting back and forth and yelling at each other. And
what about that time I see you take a picture with a pedophile? And what about that time it's all character assassination?
Yeah,
and that's how television is and movies and everything is. It's character assassination. If they're not attacking the character of Muslims, they're attacking the character of gay people, they're attacking the character of straight people, they're attacking the character of everybody. This is what, so the whole thing has become one big drama. And like I was saying before, that's one reason why I saw it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because, I was trying to get people to watch the stuff. You know what I mean? First and foremost, I was doing it because I had fun. But then, and then you get all these emails from people, you want to do this, and you know what I mean? And then the rich people decide, well, poor people are making too much money on that. Let's get the government involved. Here comes corporate. The kids, they don't care about the kids. They care about the money. And then you can't express yourself. Yeah. And check this out. I think I talk about this. And the big news agencies realize the internet is a good place to be. So what they're doing is pushing out independent news agencies by copywriting them on stuff that didn't take from them, but then it's destroying them. You know what I mean? And YouTube is letting that happen. So now, okay, so I'm not going to go do anything on there because they could charge me up to $42,000. Why would I, take a chance? You know what I mean? Especially since I'm not making any money.
Yeah.
Now, I forgot what I was about to say, but the whole place is being run like a reality show. You know what I mean? My man gets on Twitter and he bashes everybody. That's what you see in the Housewives shows.
Yeah.
That's what you see on what was that show? The Apprentice. That's what you saw on The Apprentice. What you saw on The Apprentice is what's happening right now.
That's what we're seeing too, unfortunately, on a whole lot of sports talk shows.
Exactly.
Too. That's one of the reasons why I still at least watch Golic and Wingo, because they will still discuss sports. See, every once in a while there's something that upsets them and and they'll go off, but they still discuss sports. And so many of the other shows, it's okay, what can we go off about today?
Yeah.
Who did something that can make you just go get so furious and go off, and what team can you go off about? What fan group can you go off about? And it's just ungodly annoying.
And you know what?
And that's one reason too why. Okay, I'm gonna give a little example about even this radio station here where we're sitting. They all started to want to try and have sports shows like that, And I remember, okay, when I first got here, everybody wanted to be a part of trying to be on a broadcast or doing Herd Roundup or the Mac Report, which later turned into the CUSA Report. They all wanted to be a part of that, and it was real sports stuff. Later on, it was, oh man, let's have something like the ESPN show Around the Horn, and let's have something else where we can basically just sit here and not really discuss sports. I'm going to just throw my opinions out here left and right, and I don't care how it's all about hot takes. It's all about hot takes, and the last little bit of time that I was in here for sports meetings, okay, the sports director sits up front and they go, all right, who's available for the basketball game on Saturday? There might be 3 people that raise their hands. All right, who wants to be a part of, and I forget what the show's called now. And there might be 8 people that would raise their hands for 4 spots. Okay, who's available for the women's basketball game on Thursday? Well, 2 people. Okay, who wants to do this show? Hands up left and right. It's like, damn, nobody wants to be a part of the actual broadcasts anymore. They want to be just, I want to give my hot takes, and that is annoying. I can't stand the hot take crap. You know, and that's something that the news networks are doing. What's a hot take? Something that you can take as a quick blurb, throw it out there on the internet, and it can go viral. Hey, it only really needs to be about a minute, maybe a minute 20, you know, and throw that out there, and then everybody's going to see it.
Most people, they're not going to go research it and see what they're talking about. You know what I mean?
They're just going to take that person's hot take and run with it.
Is there a correlation with? Okay, here's the question: are these TV shows mimicking what society is, or is society starting to mimic the reality shows, or is it both?
I think it's a little bit of both, because obviously they wouldn't be doing it for one if some of that stuff didn't exist. Yeah, you know, and
they're just amplifying.
Yeah,
it.
but two, obviously there are people who. Okay, just even going back to the whole rap music thing. Look. NWA, Tupac, Nas, Biggie, they didn't invent black gangs, African, gangs. They didn't invent that stuff with rap music and just say, oh, hey, let's start rapping about street violence and see what happens. No, that stuff was already existing. Yeah. It was already going on. Now, were there people who listened to it and went, oh, man, that sounds awesome, and wanted to go be a part of it? Yeah.
6ix9ine.
but I mean, it already existed.
Yeah.
But then, unfortunately, you do have people who then take it and run with it and want to be a part of it. Same thing with Scarface. I mean, obviously, there was stuff like that was already going on.
Yeah.
You make a movie of it, and then people go, "Man, I want to be Scarface."
Yeah.
Like,
Slim Jesus wants to be a drill rapper. Pop it off. Get the bang, bang, gang, gang, gang. Dude, stop.
I have no idea what you just said, but
neither do I.
But
I think
it is definitely both. But I feel like there's more and more influencing going on because
it could go viral.
It can go viral. You've got parents who just let TV and the tablets and phones be babysitters because it was like, man, just go watch that. I'm like, what are they watching? Like, oh, you're watching that?
But dude, have no fear. You know what I mean? FCC is here. Copra came in and said, the kids.
Oh,
they only come in and say that when it's money to be made.
Yeah. Well, and another thing, and I was thinking about this last night, that I'm getting kind of tired of is, look, I know I cuss, but I try not to do it all the time. Yeah. Obviously, I try not to do it when we're on the air. Definitely not when we're on doing our actual radio show, but try not to do it here either. And I try to watch what I say around certain people all the time, but then there's some others who are just, especially in interviews and stuff, it's like, oh, you're going to bleep it anyway, so I'm just going to say whatever the bleep I want.
I know, and then you have a half of an interview because the other half is bleeped.
I mean, you're basically just sitting there to and people are loving it.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I could just do an interview like that where I could just cuss all I wanted to, and then of course, then you're at your job and people cuss you out because you made one tiny iota of a mistake, and suddenly the world has just ended, and so now here they are cussing and firing shots at you, and it's like, daggone.
So the conclusion to all of this is a little bit of both, but I think now it's starting to sway
it's starting to get a little worse.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little worse. You know what I mean? And,
because again, we keep glorifying the people who act rude. Yeah, essentially.
Oh yeah.
Who are just, I'm sorry.
We complain about rich people being uppity, then we turn around and glorify the uppityness.
Yes, exactly.
Of the rich person.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I mean, they do something stupid, we give them a 6-figure book deal. We make a movie about it. We make TV shows about it.
Yeah.
We
how many freaking movies we saw made for TV movies of O.J. Simpson killing that woman?
Oh man.
How many TV movies and documentaries have we seen about Jeffrey Dahmer and all of that? People are fascinated by that stuff. You know what I mean? And
it's one thing if you're somebody who gets fascinated by it as a way to try and keep your eyes open to watch out for somebody like that. But it's another when you just become completely obsessed with things like that. But
I mean, people sit down like I watch Criminal Minds.
I do too.
But I don't watch it religiously like some people. And when I say religiously, I mean religiously. But anyway, we have a couple minutes left. Let's just talk about this. We got Rudebuoyz Gay. Yeah. You know, it's
You're
on
in trouble
Teespring. Hit us up on our YouTube, not our YouTube, on our Facebook page, The Rudebuoyz. You know, spell RUDE, and it's ROUBUOYZ. That's
all
it.
one word. You went back to another R.
Yeah,
I think that's why. I think that's why you got stumped there for a second, because you said R again, and you're probably going, that can't be right. But I mean,
but yeah,
we're getting old, folks.
Yeah, hook us up, hook up with us on there, and you will see the store link and stuff on there. Go check it all. We got some really cool stuff in that section there, the Rudebuoyz section of the store. So I'm gonna put the link up there. Hook us up on there. See what we're going down with. You know, see when we have our actual radio show and stuff. So maybe
which will be on. Well, I say this Saturday, but when did you say this show might go up? Maybe next week or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, I periodically on Saturdays again. You can see on Facebook when we will be on, because there's a lot of times when we're not, whether it's home basketball games that are getting broadcasted at that time, or especially now this coming time of year, softball season, when I'm gone out of town. So, And so, that's where we play a lot of music too. So
so you know, go on there, get on, support us, because we want to do some more stuff with this. If you support us, buy the gear and stuff like that, get some money in there. We get some good gear to do it from home instead of coming to here. You know, just support us. We just asking for your support.
Do the show from around the country and around the world if possible.
And also
get to talk and meet different people.
We're gonna do giveaways, but right now we're doing the only giveaway we're doing is on the radio show. We want to get a little bit more in tune with stuff before we start giving it out on the podcast here. You know what I mean? Because it's international. But anyway. We're going to get out of here. This is the Dirty Immigrant.
This is Scotland.
Now remember, don't let that system get all you down.
It's the Rudebuoyz. We're out.